Okay, question 1. The figure below is made up of a rectangle and a square. Okay, rectangle here and a square here. Find the area of the figure. So guys, in this case, right, we need to find the area of the rectangle and also the square. And the formula to do so, it has to be length times breadth. So area of the rectangle, we can find it quite easily, right? Because it is just length times breadth. It will be 9 times 1.5. Okay, as this is P5 problem sum, so for problem sum, please use calculator. Do not try to do it on your own because you might make mistake. Okay, so 1.5 times 9, you will have 13.5. Okay, then next, we want to find the area of the square. Okay, so how do we find the area of the square? We need the length, but we are not given the length. But can you see that this whole length here is 9, this is 2, this is 3. So if I take 9 minus 2 minus 3, I can get the length of the square. That would be 4 cm. Okay, and area of the square, it will be 4 times 4 equals to 16. So can you see this is the area of the rectangle and this is the area of the square. If I put them together, 13.5 plus 16, I will get 29.5, and that is the answer. Okay, 29.5 square centimeter. Okay, James had 4 liters of water. He drank 2/5 liter of water in the morning, okay, and 7/8 liters of water in the afternoon. So how much water had he left? Give your answer in liters. So guys, don't change it to ml because they say they want the answer to be in liters. Guys, this question is very straightforward. Okay, when you see that the units are the same, right? Okay, we will just minus, okay, to find what is remaining. Okay, so what we need to do is just one step we will do. Just 4 minus 2/5 liter, and this is also 7/8 liters, right? All are in liters, so we just minus off everything that he drank, then we can get the answer. Okay guys, I know that you probably cannot minus a fraction 2 times in one step, okay, but now we have a calculator, right? So if you use your calculator, you can just key in 4 minus 2/5 and minus 7/8, and you can get the answer very easily. Okay, and you can even give it in your mixed number, so that will be 2 and 29/40. Okay, and that is your answer. Okay, question 3. The figure is made out of 2 triangles. Okay, so you can see this is a big triangle and then there's a smaller unshaded triangle. So find the area of the shaded part. So shaded part is this weird shape. Okay, so guys, let's do a quick recap. Okay, to find the area of a triangle, area of triangle is half times base times the perpendicular height. So what do I mean by the perpendicular height? It means that the height and the base, it must form a T shape. Okay, so I'll show you how to see the height. But first, guys, in order to find this shaded part, right? Okay, there is no formula for us to calculate this weird shape. But can you see that this shaded part, right, is actually, you take the big triangle minus off the smaller unshaded triangle, then you can get the shaded part, correct? So imagine if you want to cut out this shape, right, you have to start off with a big triangle, then you cut out the smaller triangle at the base. That's how you get the area of the shaded part, right? Okay, so if you look at this, right, the base is 16, right? The base is 16. So guys, which is the height? What I need you to do, right guys, this is a ruler. So place this part of the ruler on the base, okay, and slide it along the base until you touch the highest point of the triangle. Can you see this is the highest point of the triangle? So you slide it here and you draw a straight line this is the height. And this height, can you see that it is 20? Okay, and same thing, for the smaller triangle, the base is 16, right? Okay, you want to find the height, you slide along, put this part of the ruler, you slide it along the base, touch the highest point, which is here. Can you see it forms a T shape? The height and the base, it forms a nice T shape with a right angle. So this is the height. We call it the perpendicular height. This is 8. Okay, so the area of the big triangle, can you see we have the base, we have the height. So isn't it just half times 16 times 20? And the area of the small triangle, it will be half times 16 times 8. So using a calculator, okay, of course you can find the answer very easily. It has to be 160 minus 64. Okay, so and you will get the answer as 96 square centimeter. Okay, that's it. Okay, question 4. Joe, Kenneth, and Louis shared a box of cards in the ratio 7:9:5. Okay guys, what do I mean by ratio? Okay, ratio, as I've explained to you all before, okay, when you see 7:9:5, right, it just tells you that Joe, Kenneth, and Louis, you can see as Joe has 7 means 7 units. Okay, so 7 units, and Kenneth 9 units, and Louis would be 5 units. Is that okay? So Joe and Louis had 384 cards altogether. So Joe and Louis 384. So 7 plus 5 would be 12 units. So you can just see as 12 units is, okay, 12 units equal 384. Am I right? So how many cards did the 3 boys share all together? So what you need to do is to find 1 unit. So 1 unit isn't just 384 divided by 12, 32. Okay, and altogether 7 plus 9 plus 5 is 21. So we want to find 21 units. So 21 units will be 21 times 32. Okay, so that will be 672. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, question 5. 5 boys shared the cost of a meal equally. So when doing the calculation, right, the amount of each share, when calculating the amount of each share, right, the boy who did the calculation made a mistake by dividing the cost of the meal by 4 instead of 5. So each boy paid $3.60 more than his share. So what should be the correct amount of each share? So guys, first of all, I will draw a long unit. This will represent the meal. It is supposed to be divided by 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the person who did the calculation divided the whole cost by 4. So which is like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And end up, right, each boy paid $3.60 more than his share. Guys, it makes sense, right? Because if you were to have lesser people sharing the meal, then each person must pay more. But when you have more people, like 5, right, you pay less. So when the person divided by 4, right, instead of paying just this share, right, each person has to pay this share plus an additional $3.60. So this is $3.60. So this would be $3.60, $3.60, and also $3.60. Okay, so guys, can you see the meal of the cost? The cost of the meal is the same. So the meal of the cost of the meal can be seen as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. And it can also be seen as 1, 2, 3, 4 units plus 360 times 4. So guys, can you see that this unit comes here, this unit comes here, this unit comes here, this unit comes here. So the last unit, right, is actually a combination of all the 360. Okay, so we can say that 1 unit is $3.60 times 4. That will give us $14.14. Okay, and this 1 unit, it happened to be the cost of 1 share. Okay, the actual share. Okay, so that's the answer. So it's $14.40. Okay, Jovan has twice as many marbles as Sean. Okay, so guys, please highlight this twice. So that means Jovan should have 2 units, Sean has 1 unit. Okay, and Herman has 3 times as many marbles as Jovan. So if Jovan has 1 unit, Herman would have 3 units. Okay, so let's represent this in terms of a model. Okay, so Jovan should have twice as many as Sean. Okay, and Herman had 3 times as many marbles as Jovan. So guys, can you see this is Jovan? So if you look at Herman will be 3 times that of Jovan. Can you see? So 1, 2, and 3. So that means Herman would have 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you see this? If you can draw the model, I think everything will be very simple already. So Jovan had 240 fewer marbles than Herman. So if you compare Herman and Jovan, right, the difference is 240. So 4 units is 240. So 1 unit, it will be 240 divided by 4. That will be 60. Altogether, how many units do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 units would be 9 times 60. That will give us 540. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, question 7. 2 groups of students were in the hall. So the number of students in group A was 12 more than the number of students in group B. So how do I represent this? Okay, I have group A and B. And guys, this is before. So A has more, right? Okay, so I draw A slightly longer. And B has something like this. So this is 12. Okay, so what happened next, right, is that there's 25 students from A moved to B. Okay, so what's going to happen is that 25, so this 12 will move down, right? Okay, so when this 12 move down, okay, you still need another 13 to form 25. So 25 minus 12 equals to 13. So you need another 13 here to move down to B. Is that okay? So now, after, the model will look like this. Okay, so this is what A is left with. This is A. Because 25, that means this 13 plus 12 goes down to B, right? And B, initially B would have this, right? Okay, this amount, and this is actually 13, correct? This 1 unit plus 13 here. Okay, and B would have another, because this 12 will come here also, right? So B will have another 12 here, and this 13 would come here as well. And you find that now B is 3 times the number of group A. You get this? Okay, so let me just repeat one more time. Okay, this 25 will come over to form this, and this B, right, it stays the same because there is no decrease in the number of B. So then plus this 25 325 that comes here, right? Now B has 3 units compared to 1 unit of A. And you can see it very clearly, guys. This 2 units here is actually 2 units equals 13 plus 12 plus 13. Okay, that will give us 38. So 1 unit will be 38 divided by 2, 19. Okay, so how many students were there in group A at first? Guys, group A, right? Okay, isn't it just 1 unit plus 13 plus 12? Okay, so we just add in. So 19 plus 13 plus 12. What's the answer that we will get? 44. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay guys, question 8. So we have 1/4 of the length of ribbon X is equal to 3/5 the length of ribbon Y. Okay, and ribbon X is 240 cm longer than ribbon Y. Find the total length of ribbon X and Y. Okay guys, to do this question, right? Okay, let me just show you the model. So I have ribbon X here, ribbon Y here. Okay guys, and I cut ribbon X and Y into 2 parts. Okay, because the first part, right, it says that 1/4 of the length of ribbon X is equal to 3/5 the length of ribbon Y, right? So this part here is the same because they are equal, if you can see it. So guys, this part that is equal, right, is actually 1/3 of X. So this side is 1/3. Okay, and this side will be 3/5 of Y. So guys, if this side is 1/3 of X, right, the other side would be 2/3. Okay, if this side is 3/5, the other side will be 2/5. Okay, so far clear, right? Okay, now let's draw. Guys, 1/3, it tells you that altogether X has how many units? 3. And then 1 unit is here. And true enough, you see there's a 2/3 here. So we need to draw this size, the size of this unit. It is 1 and another 1, 2. Clear? And if you look at this Y, right, this model, this amount of a unit, right, it represents 3 out of 5. So altogether, there will be 5 units, and there's 3 units here. So this block here, it represents 3 units. So you cut it into 3. Okay, so 3 out of 5. And if you look at on the right side, right, there's still another 2/5. So altogether, there will be 5 units, and there is another 2 units on the right side. So let's just draw it. 1, 2. Okay, clear? Alright guys, now we need to change them to the same unit size. Can you see that this and this is the same? Okay, but this is cut into 3, this is only 1. So to make them in the same unit size, just cut this into 3, into 3, into 3. So we can see very clearly X is made up of 9 units and this Y is made up of 5 units. Okay, and the difference is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference is 4 units, which is equivalent to 240 cm. So 4 units is 240. 1 unit will be 240 divided by 4, 60. So find the total length of ribbon X and Y. X and Y, 9 plus 5 add together will be 14, right? So you find 14 units. So 14 times 60, I have 840 cm. Okay, that's the answer. Question 9. A group of students participated in a quiz. A student must obtain at least a certain score to pass the quiz. So the table shows the number of students who obtained the different groups of score. So guys, 3 students scored between 0 to 10. 6 students scored between 11 to 20 and so on. Okay, so 3 over 10 of the students did not pass the quiz. Okay, so guys, how many is this 3 over 10 of the students? So let's find out what is the total. Total number of students, isn't it 3 plus 6 plus 13 plus 8? So let's calculate it. 3 plus 6 plus 13 plus 8. That will give us 30. Okay. What is 3 over 10 of 30? Guys, 3 over 10 of 30 is equivalent to, we just take 3 over 10 times 30. And that will be 9. So 9 students failed. Clear? So guys, if you look at the number of students here, right, those people who failed must be those with lower score. So this 9 comes from where? This 9 comes from the 3. So that means they fail. So after you take 9 minus 3, you have 6, right? There's another 6 failures. So where did these 6 failures come from? It comes from the next lowest score, okay, which is they also fail. So guys, I use up all 9 of them, right? So we know that this 9 failed. So that means when we go to the next group, this 13 of them should pass. So what is the lowest score that they can pass? That means it's 21. Okay, so that's how you find the answer. The lowest score to pass the quiz, it has to be 21. Question 10. The ratio of Melvin's age to his mother's age is 1:4 this year. Okay, so 6 years later, his mother was 58 years old. And how old is Melvin this year? Okay guys, for this age question, we have to do now and of course 6 years ago. Okay, so let us just draw now first. Guys, when we are doing age questions, right, can you please take note of something? The age difference is always constant. Okay, it's the same as, like, you know, if let's say I am older than you by, let's say, 20 years old. So 5 years ago, I will also be older than you by 20 years old. 20 years later, I will still be older than you by 20 years old. So no matter how many years from now and before, right, okay, the age difference between any two person has to be the same. Okay, please take note of this. So guys, now, right, if you have Melvin and his mother, Melvin and the mother, Melvin would be 1 unit and his mother would be 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 6 years ago, right? Guys, 6 years ago, what do I mean? It means that you have to cut off 6 years from Melvin and 6 years from the mother. Okay, so guys, I told you before, if we are doing age question, right, when we want to cut off some of the unit, we cut off from the left so that the difference is still the same, right? So what do I do is that this will be 6, this will be 6. Okay, so I'll cut this off. Understand? So Melvin, 6 years ago, Melvin would be younger. So this is Melvin, and his mother would be this. Can you see the difference? The difference is the same. Okay, that's why I choose to cut off from the left side. Okay, so please take note. So guys, we know that the mother is 58 years old, right? Okay, so can you see that 58 plus 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 units at the beginning. So 4 units would be 58 plus 6, which is 64. So you can find 1 unit. So 1 unit will be 64. 64 divided by 4, 16. So Melvin is 16 years old this year. Okay, question 11, right? In a library, there were 972 fiction books. The number of fiction books was 3 times the number of non-fiction. Okay, so what we can do is that fiction and non-fiction. Okay, so fiction is 3 times, right? So we draw 3 units. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And non-fiction will be just 1 unit. Okay, an equal number of fiction and non-fiction books were given away to charity. Okay, so at the end, right, the number of fiction books was only 4 times the number of non-fiction books. Guys, so this is a before-after question. Okay, guys, take note. If you throw away, okay, or you give away an equal number, right? Okay, it's the same thing as the age question. So it tells you that the difference is constant. You get it? So guys, for such question, right, because you give away equal number of books, it's the same as the age question. That means both Melvin and the mother minus 6 together, right? So we cut off from the left. Okay, so make sure we do it this way. We cut off from the left like this. Okay, so this is after. So this part that I shade off is like the part that I give away, right? So I have fiction and non-fiction. So now this is what I have left for the fiction, and this is what I have for the non-fiction. Okay, so please take note. And now the fiction becomes 4 times as many as the non-fiction. So this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units. You get it? Okay guys, now the key thing now, right, is that we want to make them the same unit size. You see, this unit is bigger than this unit, but can we compare them and make them the same unit size? I want you to look at these 2 parts. Okay, between these 2 dotted lines, 2 big units equals to 3 smaller units here, right? So what we can do is that, can we cut them into equal unit size? If you are not sure how to do it, let me just show you. Okay, this is 2, this is 3, right? So we list out the multiple. So 2, 4, 6. This is 3, 6. So can you see that the lowest common multiple here is 6? So we will cut these 2 big units into 6 smaller units. We will cut these 3 smaller units into 6 even smaller units, right? So we can do it this way. So this will become 3 units, 3 units. 3 plus 3, 6. This is 2 units, 2 units, 2 units. 2 times 3, also 6. So this will be 2 units, 2 units. This whole thing will be 3 units. So 2 units, 2 units. And that means what you give away is 1 unit, basically. Because this whole thing is 3 units. And this is 2 units, so this must be 1. Okay? And in the library, there were 972 fiction books, right? So 972. So that means at the beginning, right, you can see 9 units. Okay? So 9 units is 972. So of course we find 1 unit. 1 unit will be 972 divided by 9. That will be 108. And how many fiction books were given away? Guys, given away is 1 unit, right? So it's just nice. So the answer is 108. See, the calculation is actually very straightforward. But what is tedious is once you draw the correct model, your calculation will be very easy. Okay? Okay, question 12, right? Betty and Deanna have 109 coins altogether. So Betty had 25 more coins than Deanna. So how many coins does Deanna have? Okay guys, this is a very straightforward question for part A. You just need to draw the model, Betty and Deanna. Betty has more. How many more? Betty has 25 more than Deanna. So the model goes like this. And total is 109. Okay, so to find Deanna, right, we can find 2 units would be 109 minus 25. That will be 84. So 1 unit will be just 84 divided by 2. We have 42. Okay, so that's the answer for part A. Okay guys, part B will be more difficult. Okay, we know that Deanna had only $1 or 50 cents coin. Okay, $1 or 50 cents coin. So But the problem is that we don't know how many $1 and how many 50 cents coin does she have. So we know that this is $1, but I don't know how many. She also has 50 cents coin, I also don't know how many. But I know that she has altogether 42 coins, and the total amount, the total value of this coin when you add up, it is $25.50. Okay, so guys, this type of questions, right, when you have two different objects and you don't know how many you have for each of them, you are given a total number of coins, total number of value. What you need to do is just to do the guess and check. Okay, but guys, I'm going to show you all this modified guess and check, because guess and check, you know, you probably will need a lot of steps in order to get the answer, but now I'm going to teach you a shortcut. Okay, so same thing, the same thing will be the same like the starting step of a guess and check. They'll all together be 6 columns. Okay, so guys, the first column, of course, is the number of $1 coin, because the two objects is $1.50, right? Then the second one, it will be 50 cents coins. Okay, then the $1 value. So this is the number of coins, right? So when I times by $1, that will give us how much money is it. Okay, then after that, I also have the 50 cents value. Then I have the total value, and lastly, I need to check. Guys, what do I check for? I need to check whether it tallies up to $25.50. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, right, is that guys, can you please take note how many $1 and how many 50 cents you are supposed to guess. Okay, but of course you know that all together there are 42. So the number of $1.50 that you guess, it can be any number, but make sure that these two numbers, it should add up to 42. Can you please take note? So I just put a bracket here to tell you that must add to 42. So guys, what is a good guess to start off with? Okay, I'll just take 42 divided by 2. So 42 divided by 2, each one will be 21. So first step, I'll do 21. So if you have 21 $1 coin, the $1 value, it will be 21 times $1. It gives you $21. Okay, and also 21 times 50 cents. I will get $10.50. So the total value, if I add up, right, 21 plus $10.50 is going to give us $31.50. So we check. It's different from 25.50, right? So this is wrong. Okay, so guys, what do we need to do on usually, can you see that this is what we get is 31.50. We want to get $25.50. So we have to make the total value lesser. To make it lesser, we have to decrease the number of $1 coin, correct? And we need to have more 50 cents coin. But how many to reduce, how many to add? If you do guess and check, it's going to take quite long. So I'm going to show you this shortcut. This shortcut is called the minus divide method. Okay, so guys, the first minus, what we do, right, is that we take the total value, we minus. You see this total value and the check here? Which one is bigger? We take that bigger one minus the smaller one. So $31.50, I minus 25.50. Okay, so I will get $6. Next, I take the two objects that I have, $1.50, I minus again. So $1 minus 50 cents, I get 50 cents. Then lastly is divide, right? So I just take 6 divided by 50 cents that I found here. So 6 divided by 50 cents, I have 12. Guys, so this 12, right? Okay, we know that now we have a total value that is too high. So we need to decrease the $1 coin. So how many to decrease? 12. Okay, so 21 minus 12, I get 9. So if this is 9, 42 minus 9, I will have 33 here. Okay, so guys, basically the second step you should get the answer. Okay, let me just prove it to you. So 9 times $1, you get $9. 33 times 50 cents, I will get $16.50. So if you add this up, you will have $25.50. So you get the answer. Okay guys, please do not stop here because you have to extract the answer for the marker. Can you see they are asking how many 50 cents coins does she have? Okay, does she have? Then that will be 33. So please write down the answer 33 and this is 42. Okay guys, that's it. Let me just recap a little bit on this shortcut method. Guys, first of all is the minus divide. So minus, what do you minus? You minus the total value and the check. Okay, whichever is bigger, you just take the bigger one minus the smaller one. Okay, then next, we take the two objects here. What are the two objects? $1 and 50 cents. So we take $1 minus 50 cents. I get 50 cents. Then after I divide 6 divided by 50 cents, I get 12. So 12 is the number that you have to add or minus to get the final answer. Okay, so with this minus divide, your guess and check, 2 steps you can get the answer. So this is a modified guess and check method. Alright, let's look at question 13. 3/11 of students in a school like rugby. 1/4 of the remaining students like soccer and the rest like tennis. Okay guys, we stop here first. So if you have a fraction, then after that I have fraction of the remaining students. Okay, and then I have the rest, right? The modern method that we will use, it has to be the layering method. Okay. So what does this layering method do, right? Is that we have a first layer of the model, then we have the second layer, and sometimes we might follow with a third layer. Okay, so how to go about doing it? Let me just show you. So 3/11 of students, right? What does it mean? Is that all together I have 11 units. And 3 of the 11, they like rugby. So this is how I will do. Okay, next. It says 1/4 of the remaining students like soccer. Okay, so guys, can you see this remaining? So can you see 8 units are the remaining. So what I will do is that I will dot. So I begin to draw the second layer. So this second layer, it represents the remaining students. And can you see 1/4? So this remaining part, right, I have to divide it into 4. So it goes like this. And this versus this, right, they are the same. So this 4 units is the same as this 8 smaller units here. Okay. So 1/4 of the remaining students like soccer. So this is soccer. And the rest like tennis. Okay, so now if you compare the same remaining, right, 4 and 8 units, you can actually divide them into the same unit size, right? So it will become 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and with this I can just do a quick conclusion. So rugby is 3 units, soccer will be 2 units, and tennis would be 6 units. So it says that 3, 4, 8 more students like tennis than rugby, right? So tennis versus rugby, can you see 6 units minus of 3 units, I have 3 units. So this 3 units is 3, 4, 8. And 1 unit, it will be 1, 1, 6. Okay, so how many students are there in the school altogether? Okay, very simple. Altogether, can you see that there are 11 units? Okay, so 11 units equals 116 times 11. It has to be 1276. Okay, so that's the answer. Alright, question 14. In the figure below, right, ABCD is a rectangle. So M is the midpoint of AB. That means this N is also the midpoint of DC. So guys, what can I say is that DN is actually half of DC. So 30 divided by 2 gives you 15. So this is 15. This is also 15. Okay? And after that, it says that AE equals to FD equals to BG and also HC. Okay, so these four sides, can you see that with the double stroke? 1, 2, 3, 4, they are all the same. And we know that EF and GH equals to 4 cm. So can you see this is GH? Okay, so this is 4 cm. And guys, EF is not it's not indicated on the diagram. It should be here. So this is EF. Okay, so it's also 4 cm. Okay, so this small part here is 4 cm. So this is 24, and these two sides, they are the same. So we can actually find out what is BG, which is the same as these four sides. What we can do is just take 24 minus 4 divided by 2. Okay, so 24 minus 4, then we divide by 2. That will give us 10. So we know that this is 10, and this is also 10. This is 15. This is also 15. Okay, so guys, now I want you to find the area of the shaded part. So we have to divide the shaded part into 3 different shapes. Okay, so the first one will be this. You can see if I were to cut here, okay, it might be a bit difficult to see because it's dark here. So I'm going to have this triangle here. Can you see this triangle? Which I can draw it here. So I'm going to draw this triangle. Okay. And this triangle, we have the base and the height 15 and 10. Can you see? 15 and 10. Next, if we look here, I need to find the area of this very long, slim rectangle. Okay, so this very long, slim rectangle, it will be the length is 30, and then the breadth has to be 4. Can you see it? And then we followed by the last rectangle here. This rectangle is exactly the same as the first triangle. Sorry, this triangle is the same as the first one, just that it's inverted. So we have the height is 10 and the base is 15. Okay, so guys, now we just need to calculate the area of the 3 shapes, and then we just add them together. So I have half times 15 times 10. This side I have 30 times 4. This side I have half times 15 times 10. So I get 75 here, I get 120 here, I get 75 here. So we just add up the 3. So 75 plus 120 plus 75. Altogether I have 270 square centimeter. Okay, that's the answer. Alright, question 15, right? A group of people went to the zoo. Guys, 1/5 of them, right, were adults, and 1/4 of them were girls, and the rest were boys. Okay, so guys, this question is quite straightforward because it's fraction of the same object. You see, fraction of them, 1/4 of them. Okay, that means the total number of the people. So this question, it says is the fraction of the same object. So fraction of the same object, what is the method to solving them? We just have to change to same denominator. Okay, so I have two fractions here, 1/5. So 1/5 is the adult. Okay, then I have the girls. So the girls will be 1/4. Let's change them to the same denominator. Guys, 5 and 4, each one times 4. The bottom one times 5. It becomes 4/20. Second one will be times 5, so 5/20. Okay, so guys, what does it tells you, right, is basically you can also draw a model, but in this case I represent in ratio. I think it's more straightforward. So total, how many units are there? 20. Am I right? 20 units. And then the adults represent 4 units. The girls take up 5 units. And guys, the rest must be the boys. So 20 minus 4 minus 5, I'm left with 11 units. Okay, so look at 15a, right? What was the ratio of the number of adults to the number of girls to the number of boys? Okay, so isn't it just for part A, the answer will be just 4:5:11. That's all. Okay, so now let's look at part B. The number of adults was 96 fewer than the number of girls and boys in the groups. So find the total number of people in the group. So guys, girls and boys add up. Now I'm doing B. Boys plus girls, 11 plus 5, 16 units. Am I right? Then for the adults, right? Adults is 4 units. So the difference will be 16 minus 4. It gives us 12 units. And these 12 units is represented by 96. Because 96 fewer adults than the total number of boys and girls. Right? So this 12 unit equals to 96. So 1 unit will be 96 divided by 12. That will be 8. Okay, and find the total number of people in the group, right? Altogether there are 20 units. So 20 units, it will be 20 times 8. The answer is 160. Okay, done. Okay, question 16, right? Natasha used 238 beads to make some necklaces and bracelets. She used 16 beads for each necklace and 9 beads for each bracelet. She made twice as many bracelets as necklaces. After making the necklaces and the bracelets, she sold each necklace for $25 and each bracelet for $15. So how many bracelets did Natasha make? Okay guys, this is a grouping method, okay? Because we do not know how many necklaces, how many bracelets Natasha made, but the thing we know, right, is this. Okay, this is the key point. She made twice as many bracelets as necklaces. So when she made twice as many bracelets as necklaces, right, we can actually group them into similar group. So that means I can, in every single group, twice as many bracelet means I should have 2 bracelet and 1 necklace. Okay, so I can group all the necklaces and bracelet into 2 bracelet, 1 necklace in one group, and it will go on forever. Okay, and in this case I will always get twice as many bracelet as necklaces. So the problem is I do not know how many groups are there, and the last group will also have 2 bracelet and 1 necklace. Okay, so now 1 bracelet she used 9 beads. Okay, Okay, so 2 bracelets will be 2 times 9 equals to 16. Sorry, 2 times 9 is 18. Okay, and one necklace, right, it has to be 6. So one necklace will be just 6, and the total number of beads you will need for one group, right, which is 2 bracelet, 1 necklace, 18 plus 16, that would be 34. Okay, so she has a total of 238 beads used to make all the accessories. Okay, so guys, this part you take note. Altogether, she used 238 beads, and this 238 beads, it comes from all the necklaces and the bracelets, so it comes from each individual group. So each group contributed 34. So how many groups are there? We just need to take 238 divided by 34. Okay, I get 7. So altogether, there are actually 7 groups of 2 bracelet, 1 necklace. Okay, so how many bracelet did Natasha make? There's altogether 7 group. One group, there's 2 bracelet. So for part A of the answer, isn't it just 7 times 2? 14 bracelet. Okay, and Natasha sold all her necklaces and bracelets. So how much did she collect from all the sales? Okay, so in this case, we know that there are 14 bracelet and 7 necklaces. Okay, so 14 bracelet, right? Each bracelet is $15. So isn't it 14 times 15? That will give us 210. 7 necklace would be 7 times 25 equals to 175. So the total that she collected, it would be 210 plus 175, 385. Okay, that's the answer. Alright, now let's look at question 17. Okay guys, the chairs in a school hall were arranged in rows such that there were exactly 12 chairs in a row. So it goes like this. I have 12, then you dot. I don't know how many rows, guys. Whenever I don't know how many rows, it's something like the grouping method. Okay, so what I will do is that I just put a lot of dots. Okay, then next, for a musical, Mr. Tan brought in 3 more chairs into the hall. So that means this is before, this is after. So after Mr. Tan brought in 3 more chairs, that means whatever is here plus another 3. Okay, and he arranged it into rows of 9 chairs in each row. So it becomes 9 until the last row, and now there are exactly 9 chairs in each row and 11 more rows than before. So if I were to compare up to the last row, right, then now I have 11 more rows than before. 11 more rows means that I have 9 times 11. Okay, so how many chairs were there in the concert hall for the musical? Okay, now let us just approach the question from this angle. Okay, can you see that compared before and after, right? After the last row, right, there is still 9 times 11, which is 99 chairs. Guys, where did this 99 chairs come from? This 99 chair, it comes from the 3 that Mr. Tan put in, which is here. Am I right? So now I will eliminate this plus 3, so 99. So 99, I minus away 3 that Mr. Tan brought in, so I have 96. Guys, then this 96 chairs, right, where do these 96 chairs come from? They come from every single row, right guys? Now this every single row can you see I take away 3? Okay, and this 3, of course, it contributed to the 96 chairs here. Okay, so if I have the second row, I also take away 3 and I contribute it to the 96. So guys, how many rows are there all together? Okay, that means each row will contribute 3 to this 96, right? So what we will do is that we take 96 divided by 3. I will have 32. So 32 will tell us that there are 32 rows of chairs here. Okay, so how many chairs were there in the concert hall for the musical? Guys, for the musical, what we can do is that we know that there are altogether 32 rows of 12. Correct? So we can do 32 times 12. That will be 384. Okay, but guys, this is not the answer. This is the number of chairs that is in the hall at the beginning. Okay, but Mr. Tan put in 3 more to have the musical, right? So it should be 384 plus 384 plus 3. Okay, that will be 387. Okay guys, so this is the method 1. Okay, I can teach you the method 2 as well. Since we know that this is after, right? So we can calculate based on after as well. So after they are all together, down here there are 32 rows, right? Which we have calculated. 32 rows of 9. And then on the right side there's 9 more rows. Sorry, there's 11 more rows of 9, right? So all together this is 32 plus 11. So method 2, you can also do it this way. There are 32 plus 11 new rows, so that will be 43. So you can just take 43 times 9. That will also give you the total number of chairs for the musical. So just to confirm, okay, I will also get back 387. Okay, so either way you will get back the answer.